day. My name is Evan Berman, and this is my colleague, Jose Puppim. Both of us work at Fundação Getúlio Vargas in São Paulo, Brazil, and both of us have had very international careers. The title of this paper is Exposing the Unfinished Business of State Building, the case of COVID-19 responses in Brazil. The main issue that this paper concerns itself with is that after 30 or 40 years of democratization, it is time to look at the performance of late democracies. Indeed, many countries became democratic in the 1980s and 1990s, such as including Brazil, but also Indonesia, Peru, South Korea, and so forth. The paper focuses on 2 or 3 areas of public administration that have not been well enough thought through 30, 40 years ago. And now these countries really need a timeout to think about that. One of which is around coordination, and when authorities given to cities and towns really need to be elevated to a state or central level in order to have an effective response. And the COVID case in Brazil really shows that. Another issue is around the performance culture. Many of these late democracies are rooted in French-type laws, like in Brazil, which comes from Portuguese heritage, but has its origin in French law, which are really rule and process-oriented and not as much outcome-focused as, say, the US or the UK, which are Anglo cultures. So these are the 2 problems that the paper talks about. And now I'd like to turn it over to my friend and colleague, Jose Puppim, who will talk about the rest of the paper.
Thank you, Evan, for the introduction. And based on these issues identified in late democracies using the case of Brazil, we also identified paths for reforms. And you identified particularly 6 suggestions of reforms, particularly to issues related to coordination among different levels, and also to fix the problem of poor performance and accountability in public management. And we also identified 3 processes of reforms for the case of Brazil, but it could be used for the late democracies and beyond. These are first, could be just managerial process, without changing any laws or any major I would say change in the institutions that you have already established in Brazil. And the second is a process related to legislative process. And those are processes that will require some political negotiation and that are important to fix those problems and have for the long term. And you also saw issues that only be fixed with constitutional reform. They're more complicated, and some issues, for in case of Brazil, you need actually a new constitution for fix those problems. But these are those suggestions, and I hope that you were able to read our paper and look forward also to have your comments. And we're glad to interact with you over email or Zoom if you're interested in this kind of research. Thank you very much, and look forward to interact with you.